Good evening, it's Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, an overview of the Yonkers City Council. Good evening, folks. It's Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. July 5th, 2022. Tonight, I want to discuss the Yonkers City Council. I'm going to do an overview on those individuals. Pardon me if my connection for some reason is not the best, for whatever reason. But anyway, folks, how you doing? They're mad at me. They mad. I didn't fix myself up. I'm just rushing to get on. Good evening, folks. I'm Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Excuse me, I was trying to rush to be on time. I'm trying to be on time. Trying to make it, but I did. It's 8:05 and I'm on. Anyway, folks, I'm Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. I want to discuss the Yonkers City Council. Let's talk about them, right? I want to talk about exactly what it is that they do, their responsibilities, right, and their compensation, what they get paid, right, and just talk about them. Let's just talk about them. I mean, this idea stems from earlier today when I discussed some breaking news. I was made aware of an incident involving the majority leader, allegedly. She and her sister assaulted the boyfriend of her mom. Don't know the reason why. Allegedly, according to sources, in the building where she lives, over there in Jefferson Towers, sending the man to the hospital. Police are investigating. And I went over there earlier today, and I was broadcasting live, and she happened to come out. I have the video there on the page if you didn't check it out already. Yeah. And so I approached. She was speaking with the constituent, and she told me, I'm talking with the constituent right now. Can't. I said, okay. I backed off because, I don't want people to think that I'm disrespectful and rude and aggressive when I do what I do. So I gave her the time, and then when she stopped talking and started to walk away, I did ask, and she said, no, it's not true, and that their video, cameras there, and that, if that ever happened, it would be there on video. But I'm hearing that police are looking into the video. Police are investigating, and I've heard this from multiple sources, okay? Multiple sources, not just one, multiple sources. And if this is true, she can get arrested, the majority leader. I mean, we've all seen her aggressive behavior, right? I didn't think that she would beat somebody up, however. Maybe I should have been. Yeah. I mean, I've heard, or I've spoken to, not heard, actually, I've spoken to business owners who she's threatened to shut down. She had police, when building an apartment, harassing their business. She's threatened other council members, constituents. So this is just right down her alley, right? It's right in her wheelhouse, it seems. And is this, if true, would this call for, I don't know, some kind of resignation? I mean, did I say that right? She needs to resign, right? I mean, if she gets arrested, if this is true, I think the man's still possibly in the hospital. And I would imagine that he's an elderly man, given her age, and it's her being her mom's boyfriend. So she beat up an elderly man, allegedly. I would imagine, unless her mom was dating a young guy, 2022, young guys and MILFs. I don't know. I've never seen a mom. But I'm trying to get more information to verify the story. However, I've heard it from multiple sources, and I think it's true. I think it's true based on some of the things that have happened. I can't really say certain things because I don't want to, identify sources, but I think it's true. I think it's true. So now that I'm speaking about it, it cannot be swept under the carpet. I did tag the Yonkers police in my video. I hear you guys are investigating. I should have called. I was a little busy. But I want to talk about the Yonkers City Council a little bit. All right, let's talk about them. What do they do? What are their responsibilities? You know, it's hard to get the charter, the Yonkers City Charter. But I do want to go over this. Yonkers City Council, the legislative branch of the city of Yonkers, and it uses a strong mayor council government. That's important. That's very important. A strong mayor council government. I'm going to tell you why that's important after I give you the definition. The mayor council government system is a system of organization of local government that has an executive mayor who is directly elected by the voters and a separately elected legislative city council. It is one of the two most common forms of local government in the United States. All right. So I want to talk about the strong mayor. Could have weak mayor, strong mayor. Strong mayor form, which is what we have here in Yonkers, city government usually consists of a mayor elected by the voters as the head of the executive branch and a unicameral council. I'm sorry if I didn't say it right, as the legislative branch. In the strong mayor form, the elected mayor is given almost total administrative authority and a clear wide range of political independence. Right? And I think people would say the mayor runs everything here. Somebody told me he was the president. As far as we were concerned here in the city of Yonkers, the mayor is the top dog. And that's why he is a strong mayor government, right? So with the power to appoint and dismiss department heads without council approval or public input, which I think a lot of people have had issues with that, where, and some of the appointments that are made, and particularly with the school board. I've heard from a lot of people that they believe that school board trustees should be elected. And some, towns and municipalities, some school districts, they are elected. So if, they're not doing a good job, then they're out. But here in Yonkers, they're appointed. So we don't have much say. We can go to the meetings and bark for 3 minutes. But I don't know how much that does, right? The strong mayor prepares and administers the city budget, although that budget often must be approved by the council. Right here, abuses of this form led to the development of the council manager form of local government and its adoption widely throughout the United States. I don't want to get into that. But yeah, that's the type of government. It's a strong mayor here in the city of Yonkers. So I want to go back to the Yonkers Council. The city elects 6 councilmen or members, each serving 4-year terms, and an at-large member, which is the city council president, all serving 4 years. And are subject to 2 terms, it says here, but we know that's changed, right? It's been extended. That's 3 terms. And some are fearing. I say fearing because that's what I hear when they speak about it. Some are fearing that there may be, some legislation passed that will eliminate term limits. And so a lot of people are going to be really vocal against that. I've heard some individuals who are known in politics say they were going to do some things about that, write up a memorandum, right? Whatever happened to that? I guess not, right? But the people are going to definitely protest if that is the case. And, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. A lot of people believe that's what's going to happen, and the mayor's going to run again. Anyway, so regular meetings are held every Tuesday of the month, with extra meetings held other days if planned. And obviously, the city is the largest in Westchester, 3rd largest in the state. City Council President Lakeisha Collins Bellamy, if you didn't know that, she's a Democrat, and she was elected in 2021. So she's new to the game. First district is Shanae Williams, Democrat, first elected in 2019. And we have second district, Corazon Pineda, who is running for mayor for sure, guaranteed, no doubt about it. She's all in. She's raising money. And I was at the fundraiser she had recently over at Zupta. Do I say that right? Zupada? I don't know. But she's all in. So she could be the next mayor if she gets enough votes. See what happens. And the majority leader, who represents the 3rd district, who just beat up an elderly man, allegedly, according to sources, with her sister. They were tag teaming guy. Right? She was elected in 2019. Tasha Diaz, Democrat. Majority whip, that's my homeboy, John Rubo, best friend of Carolyn Elizabeth Marie. Just kidding. Just kidding. He's the guy that called her a scammer. Remember him? Rubo. You should apologize, Rubo. Come on. You should apologize, right? It's a nice thing. It's the right thing to do. And to show people that you're not that bad of a guy. You just don't know what to do under pressure and you start to freak out and you just say stupid things. But it happens. So you should apologize. I think that will make things a little bit better. Just a little bit. Un poquito. He represents the 4th District. He's a Democrat. Yes, he's a Democrat. I almost forgot. He used to be a Republican. Last elected in 2019. Minority Leader, who represents the 5th District, is Mike Breen, who's also running for Assembly. He's now challenging Mr. Nader Sage, who's been low-key. And a lot of people want to see Nader Sage going, even Democrats. And so I think Breen has a great chance here. And I mean, if he doesn't become an assemblyman, his term is up. He's done. What will he do? What will he do? So, I'm kind of rooting for the man. I am secretly. 6th District is Anthony Moranti, a Republican. By the way, Mike Breen's a Republican. He was elected in 2021. Is that correct? No, Moranti's been in politics, right? No, I think that's wrong here. Freaking Wikipedia. And again, they are all part of certain committees, right? So when you see meetings happening on Tuesdays, they'll have a rules meeting, the committee of the whole, real estate committee meeting, that John Rubel chairs. So there are several committees, each of them will chair 1 or 2 of them. And I believe they receive extra money for that. Yeah. So, the more committees they chair, the more money they make. So there's the rules committee, and this could be not all the way correct. A rules committee, budget committee, the real estate, like I said, an education committee, which is chaired by none other than Iron Tasha Diaz. All right, she's a boxer now. She's boxing people up. She is the chair of the education committee, which is unfortunate because, she's almost like reflective of what people are saying is happening in some of the schools, right? It's a lot of fighting and a lot of aggression going on. And people are not learning much, right? But yeah, she chairs the education committee. Yeah, I don't know. She may be locked up soon. Intergovernmental affairs, municipal operations and public safety, community service, and legislation and codes. That's in the committees. And now Shanae Williams, she does chair the, I didn't see it up here. It's a community and mental health committee, I believe it's called. I think I've seen her do it once or twice. Now, if they only chair the meeting, right, they only have one meeting, right, and that's all we ever see, if that, do they still get paid the full amount for that, committee? I mean, because I didn't even know she did that committee until one day she popped up, and then she spoke nothing about the mental health and community. It was all about real estate, actually. So, but yeah, she chairs that. And I said John Rubel chairs the real estate and budget meeting. That's a committee, I should say. That is, I believe, Anthony Moranti, Mr. Finance guy, accountant there, who always has to double check everyone, and for no reason sometimes. He's even, I made a mistake. Never mind. That was my fault. That's funny. That guy's funny. So yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that. Now I want to go over this, right? But before I do, I want to tell you about compensation, right? What do they get for this? Is a part-time position. Okay. I mean, this is like, you retired and you want to be a greeter at Walmart type of stuff. You know what I mean? Kind of. For some of them, it kind of is, because they just sit there and just greet, right? That's all they really do. They don't really look into what they're voting on, do they? Anyway, but it's a part-time job and they get a freaking vehicle, and they're not getting a beat-down vehicle. They get a newer vehicle that they get to take home. They get gas. They don't have to pay for gas. That's a sweet deal. They also get benefits, health and retirement benefits. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Primary function, really quick, of the council is to pass or reject the mayor's budget. And this is why I was getting on Miss Majority Leader Iron Tasha Diaz, right? Because she was braggadocious about distributing food. Come to find out, that was even nothing to do with her. She was just standing there. But that's not even your job. That's not in your job description, your part-time job, right? You are there to pass or reject mayor's budget, approve zoning changes, provide advice, and consent to mayoral appointees, which you guys don't do very well. Not at all. Not at all. Check this out, in fact. Not at all.
Doing interviews right now?
Yes, I sent that text message yesterday if you had any questions for the candidates.
Yes, but I thought it was going to be like after we went through the agenda, we would then do interviews. But I'm okay. I don't have any questions. I know.
Okay.
I think she's great. I think she'll be a great first deputy counsel.
Yeah,
Or
I
president.
bet you think she would. Not doing your homework. You don't know what she would be, right? So that's what happens in a meeting when they're going to be, you know, giving advice and consent to mayoral appointees. That's how they do it. They introduce and approve legislation that affects all of Yonkers residents. But what legislation have they recently passed that has affected us positively? The last thing I heard was the Corazon Pineda registry for the affordable housing. The aspiring mayor came up with this brilliant idea to create a registry for affordable housing so people can go on there and see when they have the openings for the applications, you know, the apartments that they have, the whatever, all the information. But they already have that. They already have that. But that's the last legislation or whatever that was introduced. Beside that, nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all. Right? So I want to go over this. The committee of the whole. I just want to talk about that committee, but there's a bunch of other ones. There shall be a committee of the whole composed of all members of the city council. Meetings of the committee of the whole shall be held at 6:30 on regular council meeting days. No official action will be taken on matters before the committee of the whole. Matters to be discussed must appear on the agenda for that evening unless a majority of the council members agree to hear a matter not on the agenda. Any person wishing to speak must begin by first identifying himself or herself by name, street address, and municipality, and then what? And then identify the specific agenda item number that will be discussed. Each person speaking on a matter on the agenda has one opportunity to address the city council. There will be a strict 3 minute time limit. What is it with this 3 minutes? Right? Let's love 3 minutes time limits for each speaker unless such limit is waived, right? So I just want to talk about that because that you see a lot. You see the committee of the whole, you see the city council president saying, this is the committee of the whole. Is there anyone out there in the gallery? Anyone out there in the peanut gallery want to speak? No? No one? This meeting is coming to an end. This meeting has been adjourned, just like that, right? So I want to go down to, yeah, that's just like that. Presiding officer leaving the chair, orders for debate, quorum, general procedure. I wanted to go over order of business, some stuff right here because I think this is important. And it talks about the conduct, absence on the floor. No member shall be absent from the meeting before adjournment without leave from the chair for longer than 5 minutes. If a member requests permission to absent himself or herself, such permission shall be withheld by the chair. Now, I've seen this happen. They just get up, especially when they do the Zoom thing, you know, when they don't feel like driving the free cars that they get to City Hall, right? And there was something about behavior that I wanted to talk about. Where did it go? Because I think this pertains to Tasha Diaz, the majority leader. And it talks about your conduct and how you are to behave yourself and conduct yourself with other members. Where did it go? General procedure. The city council president shall have general control of the city council chambers and the committee of the whole. And that's why, like I just mentioned, in case any disturbance, trespass, or disorderly conduct in the city council chambers, he or she shall have the power to order the expulsion of any person or persons creating such disturbance or trespassing therein. Now, this is why I know the city council president has a good relationship with the majority leader, right? Because she's, she's really supported her a lot. And you can see the division there. It's kind of them, majority leader and city council president versus the other, women, Shanae Williams, Corazon, right? It's like that divide there. And she was the one that encouraged her to throw her hat in the ring for city council president. And why wasn't she thrown out of the city council chambers when she said, let's get it popping, and was going all crazy that day? right? She's been getting away with a lot. So, her beating someone up, an elderly individual, is no surprise. But what is sad is that no intervention happened, right? I mean, we've seen this. She's threatened so many other people, but she hasn't had any consequences. No interventions, no consequences for her actions, none whatsoever. Not even kicked out of the chamber, the council chamber, when she's been disruptive. Nothing at all. And people say she is Queen Tasha. The title has gone to her head. But who is in charge of checking her? I mean, literally, like, is there a supervisor? Is there a boss for this part-time job? Huh? Who's the boss of this part-time gig? Right? And who's supposed to be checking Tasha Diaz? And I don't care how much she goes to read at the library, because that's where she was headed off when I tried to talk to her. Doesn't change the fact that you are who you are. I know you're trying to do image, damage control, and, change up your image and all that stuff, and, appear to be, a very nice person who reads to children at libraries. But the fact is, you beat up elderly people too, allegedly. And you threaten to shut down people. I'm glad you didn't beat me up. Jeez. Now that I think about it, I could have been assaulted myself, Wow. Let's go to the comments here. You and your boyfriend Vinny were at Corazon's fundraiser. Yeah, we were. That's not a secret. Are you mad that he's my boyfriend and not yours? Diaz should give Hector Santiago boxing lessons. Maybe. Do you know it's true, Jake? See, Jake is Jake is I think you're a woman. I believe a Latina woman. Maybe Corazon. Are you Corazon? Jake? Shanae should run for mayor. She is the best. No, you're Tasha. Look at the spelling. Oh, you could be Corazon. They get paid for each committee they are on, and they are and that they chair, regardless if the committee ever meets. Yeah. So, Shanae's getting money for what? Because she chairs the committee for community and mental health services or something like that. You got to see her district. I mean, there's a guy literally on Warburton over there by just before you get to Ashburton that's there every day now. He's there every day. Shanae, do you want to go and maybe speak to the gentleman and say, hey, is there anything I can do for you? Because, you are blocking the sidewalk, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I just think I'd rather get you somewhere where you can be more comfortable and get help and any services you need, rather than just be out here on the sidewalk, taking up the majority of the sidewalk. I mean, people literally have to step onto the street. The guy has a blanket and he's just laid out there. And he's got all his stuff. I mean, he literally just made his room there. So, Shanae, this is your job. This is your district. The guy's been there forever now. You haven't seen him yet? You haven't seen this guy? That's incredible. Mike Cater won't get benefits. He failed to get reelected. I don't know. Why do you care about him? At the beginning of each year, they commit fraud by coming up with an average work week and then send it up to Albany so they qualify for full-time pensions. And I was going to say that, right? It's part-time job. They get health benefits, but don't you have to work a certain amount of hours? Or maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my world. Foil this, Freddy. That's a good thing, actually, to foil. Yeah. If I will get a response, because I hear that a gentleman by the name of Ron Matten is still waiting for the FOIL request he put in regards to the city council president's salary over at Macy's, and if she was getting federal money or not. Because if she were, then she could not have, run for the position. But I hear that they moved her around to do something else. She's in another position. But anyway, the point is that Ron Matten, submitted a FOIL request for that early on, and he never received it. So, I mean, that's why I don't even waste my time with that, actually. Shanae's only one that cares. She will be mayor. Oh, no, you're Shanae's friend now. Let me see. Yeah, she cares? How so? Explain to me. Break it down. Freddy, get it together. Let's be professional. Get your act together. I know. Susie. Well, anyway, yeah. So what do you, going to do about that, Shanae? Your friend there, Jake, is not going to help you. I mean, you got literally, people walking all over District 1 suffering from mental health issue. You chair that committee and you had one meeting, and in that meeting, you spoke about real estate stuff. Right? So what does she care about? She cares about herself. She's been MIA a lot. She's looking to be in real estate game, real estate law. Now she's getting a lot of experience with the developments there in her little job down in the city. Shanae has, I'm sure she does. Don't matter. Eventually, all those characters ain't going to matter when the people start to realize we have all the power. We need to vote. We have to make sure that they're not cheating these elections, right? They're not going into the obituary and saying, okay, who just recently died? Yeah, let's go get his ballot and then let's submit it, right? That's what happens. Why do people go up and get ballots? Why are they allowed to do that? I don't know. They're just helping people. They're just helping. They're doing kind things, right? They're doing kind things. But, it's not a lot of information. I was trying to look for the city charter. I do want to show this meeting here. Listen, folks, I don't know. I've lived in other places. I've seen, government, the government have meetings and stuff like that. And some of this stuff I just don't understand. Look at the quality. So, right there, what they there's no sound, right? I got to put the sound in. What they were talking about there, and the audio's not even that good. I was trying to get to a point, is that they're wanting to approve the sale of some property along Sawmill to some investor. I wonder who they are. I'm actually going to check that out. But they don't ask any questions. They just don't. They just go along with it. I mean, your job is to ask questions, right? To see, is this good for the overall, for the city of Yonkers and for the people that live in that city? That's what you guys get paid to do. That's your job. Tasha, Diaz, that's your job. Let me see if I can get audio. Not give out food.
We do have to take item number to 1270 Sawmill Associates, LLC. We do have to take item number 9, which is the secret for this item, before we vote this item.
Thank you. I will open the floor for discussion on this item. Seeing none, I will close the floor and bring this item to a vote. Item number 9.
Nothing. What is that? No questions. What's going to be happening there? Just sell it to this company, unmapped portions of the Sawmill area. They have no questions. They never ask questions. They never answer. Everything's just boom, boom, boom. Just vote, just vote, just vote. I don't know. This video is not playing all the way. It's getting stuck. I wanted to show some other stuff here. But I just wanted to really...
Code of the City of Yonkers, entitled Stop
of the City Council. What else I got here? This is an old article, but I wanted to discuss who are the top paid elected officials in Westchester. This is from 2016. The mayors of Yonkers, Harrison, and White Plains are paid more than governors of 39 states. Right? That's crazy. I want to see every municipality in the county has a part-time legislative body, either a council or a board of trustee, and their compensation packages range from no salary to a county high of $48,000 base salary. in Yonkers, right? So this talks about just how much these elected officials are getting, especially for the part-time jobs, like council members. And this is where I got some of that information from, where they get health benefits, they get retirement plans, they get the cars, they get gas, they get paid extra money for committees, and everything else that they probably get and that we don't really know about, right? So I just thought that was an interesting article. Mike Spano talks about he's the top earner. Oh man, my man Mike Spano, who earns $156,000, mind you, it's 2016, $156,100 as the mayor of Yonkers, is the highest paid mayor in the county. Yonkers, the largest. It makes sense though. It's the largest city in the county and the third largest in the state now. Also has the highest paid council members, earning a minimum of $48,000 a year. Right? That's for a part-time job. Tasha Diaz looked like she just woke up, got dressed and was heading out that, it was about 11 o'clock in the afternoon. I guess a part-time job. When do they start, right? When do they start? Yonkers and Mount Vernon have strong mayor governments where the mayor has executive authority but doesn't vote as a member of the council. And I went over that. So, yeah. I just think that that's, important for you to know. Highest paid council members in the county. And they don't do crap. They can't even ask questions. They can't even, help people like me when I'm having issues with my my business. But they can distribute food. They can beat people up. They can threaten to shut down businesses. So anyway, folks, I wanted to go over really quick that I don't know if I had anything else up there I wanted to show. I just thought this was interesting too. Let me show this. This is a kind of, I don't know if you guys ever heard of that Wayback Machine. And this is from 2010, 2011. And this is the Rules Committee from back in the city of Yonkers. Chuck Lesnick, City Council President. Chuck Lesnick, who I hear may be wanting to run for mayor. I think he does. He's been around a lot. Majority leader back then was Patricia McDowell. Minority leader was John Murtaugh. The council member Wilson Torrero, who I hear also is running or wants to run. I heard he announced, somebody said maybe lying, but I know he wants to become mayor. Council member Joan Gronowski. Council member Dennis Shepard, and council member John Larkin. This is back in 2010, 2011. So I'm hearing Chuck Lesnick. I'm hearing Wilson Torrero, right? These individuals are interested in running for mayor. I don't know about that. Anyway, moving on. I wanted to talk about really quick before I get off, because it's already been 30 minutes. This letter that I got here, right? I read it yesterday, but I'm going to read it again. Mr. Vazquez, I know you are aware of the changing of the C of O for the above property, and we're talking about 121 Lockwood, aka 123 Lockwood. I know you are aware of the changing of the C of O for the above property without having filed any permits, no site plan approval, or planning board review. I understand from your report that the building department is giving you all sorts of problems with your request for the daycare center. Just a little more information on the property. I don't know if you are aware that Mr. Rami Rabati, who is the son-in-law of the owner, works directly for the mayor. In fact, he used to work in the mayor's office, and I believe he was his driver for a while. I wonder if that had any effect on Borelli's changing of the C of O. I guess it definitely comes down to who you know. If you are not aware of the above, I hope this helps in your investigation. Yeah. Thank you for the person who sent that to me. And I appreciate the help, people were trying to, show support and stuff. So yeah, we've talked about this, right? I mentioned this in the podcast. Many people say this is all about who you know. If you're in, you're in. You get things like that happen. You don't have to file for a permit and all that. No, you just get Sam Borelli to just change it, initial it, and it's done. It's that easy. But I'm not hating on the guy who owns the business, because actually, I like the guy. I know the guy actually. He changed the brakes on my last car that I had. He did the brakes for me. I gave him business. So I don't. It's not against that guy. It's nothing, about him, but just showing, how things are here in the city of Yonkers. They're very unfair. But I hope that me reading this letter, and I will bring it to certain people's attention, maybe will help change some things. Fortunately, I've moved forward from my problems, and it's because I started dating Vinny, according to Jake. So I've had things, move along and progress, right? And I just want to see that happen for everyone. I don't want any special privileges. I don't deserve anything special, and no one does. It should be fair across the board, right? And we shouldn't have people like Majority Leader Tasha Diaz in the middle of a live meeting address the building department commissioner about a permit inquiry she had sent that was not responded to. And because of it, she accused him of, having an issue with women, which, I've heard that before. So, and I've even mentioned it myself, but it's not the place or the time, Majority Leader. And who are you to get special privileges? You think just because you email about it, he's supposed to stop and just give you an answer? And you said you couldn't help me when I asked you about my permit. So why were you able to help this church? I get it. People at daycares can't vote yet, but they will be able to vote one day, Tasha. They will one day. They will vote. All right. So, you see that people get special privileges. The Majority Leader requested special privileges. This guy, up the street from me, apparently got some special privileges. But let's make it fair, Yonkers. Building apartment. I hear that's what they're trying to do. They're saying that they're trying to fix things up there, move things along. They know that there are some issues. So let's see what happens. Again, I appreciate it. I've moved on from that, I hope, anyway. But I'm going to, just make some other people aware about it. And if there's anything else you guys want to send me, you can always forward it to my email or to my my office, which this came in the mail. So I appreciate that, this letter here. So you don't think I'm lying. All right. And I appreciate that. So send me whatever you guys think. But anyway, folks, that's it for an overview of the Yonkers City Council. Basically, they got a sweet gig. These guys ladies are working a part-time job, right? That they don't really have to show up. They do a lot of Zoom meetings. They get a base salary of $48,000, but some of them are making more. They get additional funds, for each committee that they chair. They also receive a vehicle, right? Full-time vehicle, gas, lunch and dinner. I hear they have a nice spread on the taxpayer dime, just before their meetings every Tuesday. Tasha Diaz, the Majority Leader, did her entire office over, putting in the brand new hardwood floors, a 75-inch television, all on the taxpayer dime. So it's not a bad job. It's a sweet gig. It really is. But I don't think you're going to be there much longer, Tasha, because I don't think the people that you was once cool with are cool with you anymore. You know what I'm saying? I hear you don't even talk to homeboy anymore. You guys don't communicate anymore? I told you this from the beginning. I warned you. I saw this a mile, away. I saw it coming. I don't want to disrespect you, but that's what's called a tool. They took you out the toolbox. They loosened some screws and put you back in. And now you're done. They're not going to vote. They're not going to support you anymore. Told you. And I will say one other thing. Corazon, I don't know. You may think you have the support from certain people that maybe you're counting on it. Maybe you're not. Maybe you don't care. Maybe you can do it on your own. Maybe you're independent. Beyonce. But don't be misled as well. Will it be the city council president? Will Lakeisha Collins Bellamy run for mayor? How many people would vote for her? How many people would vote for Corazon? I bumped into Mike Cater, by the way. I did. Did I mention that already? I bumped into Mike Cater, and I was talking to him about, you know, again, entering. So he may, I don't know. He didn't say he was, but I just said you should. Everyone's playing it cool, playing it close to the vest. But if he enters, because I don't know who else. I really don't know. Ask Corazon who that baby daddy. Who the baby daddy? What do you mean by that? Elaborate. When did the clerk become a voting member of the council? Did I say that? I don't know. I'm trying. Deanna Robinson will get Shanae elected. Yeah, I mean, she's got that, that media company or publicist company or whatever. Deanna is Robinson is Shanae Williams' aide. She does a lot of promotional stuff and marketing and stuff like that. You should have run against Moranti. Hodges was a dud. I don't live in the 6th district, though. You're typing too fast. You're very eager. Ask Vinny, I'm assuming that's going to say about Sierra Zone, Corazon. I'll ask him. But I don't know if it's Vinny. I don't know if it's Vinny. I think you're wrong a little bit there. Not all the way. I think you're wrong though. I think it's some people just just messed up. Folks, man. Anyway, I'm out of here. I don't want to get myself in trouble. I don't want to say too much and get myself in trouble here. I don't really know how I get in trouble. Anyway, I enjoyed my break, and I was over in I have a house out of state, so I went there. I also have some land out of state, so we went to go and check it out. Now that we've had it cleared, 6 acres, we have a lake, but we had to clear it, so we cleared it. I was able to see the lake and stuff, and we're planning on building our retirement home there. So that's where I was at, and so I say that because in the very beginning, when I started doing basement politics, people were warning me, Freddy, be careful, your business, they can end everything for you. And, and I said, look, at the end of the day, if I have to shut everything down and leave, we have that option. Right. So, I was never scared of that. And that's why I continue pushing hard with basement politics, and I was having a conversation with someone today, and they said, that's kind of been, your I guess your strength or whatever, in that, you're not beholden to anyone, and you don't need a job, and you don't need them, and you don't need their money like so many people who are, and which is why they, continue to, support or stay quiet, and are afraid or scared to say anything and speak out, because they don't want to lose their job, or they don't want to lose, whatever benefit they've gotten or they're receiving, or if they may have a business, they don't want any problems with that business. They have to run that business, or they have to make that money. They don't have the luxury of just, saying, I'm out of here, peace out. You know what I mean? So, I'm not concerned with that. So, I'm just joking when I say I don't want to get in trouble. I'm really just joking. I just, I really am not here to necessarily talk about, like the personal gossip, and that's why, because what that person is mentioning there, is to me, it's like it's personal gossip. And I've heard some things before about that stuff. So, and other people that I've heard about, and personal things that I just have not mentioned, I don't, and I don't intend on mentioning that stuff because it's not really relevant. It's only relevant to their lives and their personal, lives, and, whatever happens, that's them. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to impact us as a city, as the residents here in the city of Yonkers. But what does is what I do mention, and if that's, in the form of corruption or, special favors, or a majority leader that we have here in the city of Yonkers going around beating people up allegedly, or threatening to shut businesses down. Yeah, that I speak about. Definitely mentioned that. But so yes, it's other things that I've heard that, like that the person mentioned. I just, I'd rather not. It's just, but like I was saying, Jake, you know, how can I put this? How do I say this? You know, I'm gonna just say this, you know, if, you know, my wife, you know, was an elected official or whatever, I would definitely, you know, make sure that I was at the events for her. That's all I'm saying, right? And because, you know, make sure that she's being appropriate. You know what I'm saying? With people, and that's just me. And I'm not saying anyone was being inappropriate. I'm just saying that's what I would be doing, right? I'm Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. I will bring you more information on the Tasha Diaz alleged assault at Jefferson Towers as I get it. But I do believe it is a very real thing, you know, and I do believe police are investigating, and we shall see. Here's going to be blowing up. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, folks, thank you for joining me. Jake, I appreciate you joining me. I haven't seen you in a while, Jake. I missed you.
Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping.
I'm Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Thank you for joining me tonight, folks. That's your overview of the city, Yonkers council members. You know, again, these guys got a sweet gig. They get paid very well for what they do. They don't do much. Based on what their responsibilities are, none of them really are doing their jobs. None of them are really doing their job at all. They're not representing us all. And honestly, none of them should be reelected. None of them should be elected for anything except for Breen. He should be. Actually, I like Moranti too. Moranti does kind of. Just get rid of all of them. Just get rid of all of them. None of them should be reelected. But let's get Nader Sage out. So vote for Breen. Vote for Breen. All right, because it's the lesser of the two evils. But as far as the city council, we need new people. We most definitely need new people. I'm Freddy Vazquez. Help me find new people, because I'm looking.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
Let's get it popping.
Freddy wins.
Let's get it popping.
I am Freddy Vazquez. Thank you, folks. This is Basement Politics, as always.
Let's get it popping.
I wonder if she said that before she beat the guy up. Like, you know, was she like in the lobby, like, don't ever mess with my mama. You never treat her like that again. Let's get it popping. Pop, 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 pop. Wang. Right? Like, did she scream out, let's get it popping? Right? Just before she just beat that guy up, man. Anyone can let me know what hospital he's in. I'm going to go pay him a visit, find out what's going on here. Why was he beat down?
Let's get it popping. Let's
Tasha Diaz, you is crazy, girl. I'm up out of here.
In another one, Mr. Rumo lied to me. In another one, Mr. Rumo lied to me. In another one, Mr. Rumo lied to me.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez. You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez.
like I said, political games that are being played. You could have. We're gonna leave it where it is. Let's vote on this. Let's get it popping. We're gonna leave it where it is. Let's vote on this. Let's get it popping.
Another one, Mr. Rumo lied to me, and I don't vote for the person that lied to me. Thank you very much.
We're gonna leave it where it is. Let's vote on this. Let's get it popping. I was raised in housing. I don't think you were. I was raised in housing. I don't think you were. I was raised in housing. I don't think you were. Let's get it popping.
Freddy wins. Fatality.